So at what point did you like just now shift to London? And was it like, uh, parents approving or sending you to music school, or how did you end up in?
No, not at all. I think I decided like seriously that I want to do music when I was 15.
Yeah.
And I started writing songs and they were really crappy. But like when you're like
Uh-huh.
starting out, you think everything's great.
Yeah.
And then because I was in Berlin, I always knew that, that is not the place for me to start my, music career, especially if I'm doing pop music. It would have been different if I was a DJ or if I'm doing electronic music, but I'm
Is it
not,
hard?
Yeah, it's just not the market for it.
I'm
Like
saying
there's
so.
huh?
Why?
It says the data.
Oh no, because you're doing it in English
I'm
and
doing
not
it in
German.
English also, yeah. I'm doing it in English, not just because I'm doing it in English, but also because like Germany is not really Germany
Isn't
is one
that
of
where
the
like the pop
no,
electronic
Germany is
music?
one of
Like,
the biggest markets for music consumption, but they're not really one of the biggest markets for music production, So like, tell me one big German artist that that's like rocking the charts, especially like a pop artist.
I don't even know any artist from Germany.
Exactly.
That's international? No, not unless maybe.
Obviously, there's some within Germany, but like that's not.
But there's some that crossed maybe to the States that we know of international. Now that you've mentioned it, I can't recall. That's
I know
crazy.
Kim Petras is German, but she's been in the US for like years and years,
Oh,
and then
that's
also
actually
Zed
true.
Zed is German, I think, but also he's also been in the US for
So
years
it's
and years,
very hard for then Germans to cross to international, I think.
Yeah, and then also, if you're starting out in a market, I think the market needs to be interested in you, and I just didn't see like a bunch of German chicks necessarily, like rocking with me.
Yeah.
So I just, and obviously London is a huge music hub. So I always knew if it wasn't going to be the States, it would be London. So I moved to London when I was 18, literally as I finished high school, or like college, as you call it.
So that's what made you move to London?
Yeah, that's what made me move to London.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally moved to London just for music, and then I was just, working in hotels and just getting by as a 18-year-old.
How do you do? Okay, now, and that's the thing now. That's the crazy thing that I also talk about it on the podcast. And like for most Kenyans, they consider if like an 18-year-old, they still think of themselves as a child.
I still think of myself as a child even
Hell
now.
no, you're not a child. Come on.
I am though.
Come on,
I'm not ready
no
to
way.
be an adult.
No way, because I think it crosses, and that crosses like from, I noticed even like, let's say Europe, States, people start working probably from around 16. And you can
Yeah.
actually just get paid,
Yeah.
so you can save for something and everything. So that creates a kind of like a little bit of an independence
Oh,
thing.
definitely. I think I started working when I was like 13 or 14.
There you go.
And you have like a little like I think you're allowed to work 16 hours a week maximum, or maybe even less. And that's what I
But you
did.
have a choice. You can actually go to work
yeah.
and save up for
Exactly.
something.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
So what kind of jobs were you doing when
I was
you were
just
London?
in no, so that was in Berlin, like when I did the mini job
Yeah.
to like save up and everything. And I was just like as a sales assistant, like in a supermarket when I was like 15, like in a bio market, selling healthy stuff.
Okay.
And then when I moved to London, I was just working in hotels for the longest time. Like not recently. Recently, I was doing
What are
event
you
management.
doing in hotels though?
Like just like in the events department most of the time, and then you had like all these conferences and like dinners and galas and all that kind of stuff, and then you're just helping with setup, serving,
Serving and everything.
yeah.
And that's what why I ask that, because like I also like just so many people like who come from maybe like let's say overseas, that's kind of like a similar story, because they're like, you can always make extra money. There are tips you can make from this and that, but it kind of like starts pushing you to like just understand how like even money works. And of course we'll get to investments and trading and all that, because we also have to figure out like, at times when people hear and see certain things online, they're like, I can also just wake up and you know what? She moved to London too. I can also just go to London and pursue my music. And I'm like, you will be homeless, first of all. You'll be homeless. You need to understand what happens in between, how you make your money, how you pay your bills, where you're sleeping. There are taxes that are supposed to be paid and all those things. You just need to understand like the dynamics of finance and everything. So in London, when you're doing all this now, do you get like a certain producer that you're working with? Or how do you find like your community, your music community?
So really, like, it really took a long time to even, like, especially as an artist, it takes quite a lot of time to find your sound, you know, and especially if you don't have people that you're working with regularly, you know, like producers.
Yeah.
And even then, it's not easy to actually find a producer that where you're on the same wavelength creatively, you know, like they can be super talented and you're talented, but you might just not have the same vision, you know, for music. So I've also encountered a lot of these things, but then also like when you're young and, you know, you don't really have any money, people don't like working for free, you know, so finding somebody, a producer, which is in the beginning most important to making good music, finding a producer that has the time and resources and the willingness to even, you know, spend all his time making music with you without, you know, being paid for it, it's rare.
Yeah.
You know, it's really rare.
Not unless it's your boyfriend.
Exactly, unless it's like a relative or something, you know, or it's like somebody's calling in a favor for you. Like it's really difficult because it's not like you don't go to the studio once and then you have a great song. Like it's literally like a yearly process.
And you even have those late nights maybe that you have to make that call. I have this idea, can I come through? That has to be someone who's thinking about like, am I getting paid for this or
yeah,
no?
exactly, you know, and I totally understand that also, you know, because I think when I was younger, I was like always a bit butthurt, you know, when people didn't want to like
do something for free.
Exactly, like work with me because I was like, yeah, but can't you see I'm talented? But then like obviously as you get older, like you realize
you understand
you
responsibility.
totally understand, exactly, you know, like you can't spend 5 months in the studio with somebody and you're not, you know, seeing anything and you're not getting paid and you might not even end up using any of those songs, you know. So
not unless I'm signing you, first of all, yes.
Yeah.
Because, you know, one song might take off and then you're like, yo, Deuces, I've been doing it for free with you, but yo, Deuces, it's been real. Thanks, my G. My G. I'll see you later and everything.
Yeah.
So now, would you say you found your sound? Because your music is it's different. It's different.
It's different, as in?
No, it's you're the kind of artist who, because you notice like how people are doing music right now. If there's a trend of sound, that's where people are going. Your music is not attached to any trend. So it's just unique on its own.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, no, I mean, my music, yeah, I've definitely found my sound, definitely. I think especially over the past like 3 years. And it actually happened so that, you know, because I've been in so many like sessions and like met so many people and networking, and that is super important. But also then obviously with, you know, like the development of TikTok, everything has become much like fairer and also harder, but also easier, you know, for artists to get access to.
Yeah.
And there's not as much gatekeeping anymore as it was previously, you know. So even though I've, you know, spent a lot of time networking, and that was also the main reason why I went to London, which I'm so very grateful for, you know, and it's very important. I actually ended up finding my producer that I've been working with on every single song ever since.
Yeah.
Because I was in the studio with a different like bunch of producers, and I had this song, and they were making a production to it, and I really didn't like the production.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I'm not rocking with that. So this was like, I think December 2020, maybe 2021, one of those years. And then I went on Sound Better, which is like, do you know Sound Better? No. Sound Better is like a really big music platform where you can basically hire people for anything. You know, you can find mixers, engineers, background singers, producers, everything.
So they're all there. You just pick whoever you need.
Exactly.
Reach out to them.
Exactly. They're also really professional. You know, so like there's, you know, lots of people like from London, LA that have worked on really big songs. You know, like obviously you're gonna pay for it, like with the price if you pick like the top Grammy-winning mixer.
Of
but
course.
you know, like it's a really professional website. And I went on there because I was like, I'm going to find somebody to produce my song the way that I wanted to. And then I was going through the producers, and I think I went like to the 5th slide, and there was this guy. God, I love him. He didn't even have like any reviews or anything. And he was just writing like, oh, you know, like I love the 80s and like Prince and Depeche Mode and all these like artists are like my biggest inspiration. That's the same for me, you know. So as I was reading that, I was like, that's my guy, you know. So I reached out to him, and he wrote. Actually, he ended up writing a chorus for the song, like a different chorus for the song. I paid him like $100, and then I was like, oh, I love it, thank you so much. And then he was like, yeah, you know, why don't we exchange Instagram? And then we exchanged Instagram, and then we were like chatting. He was like, oh, you know, why don't we like write something sometime? And that's how it started. And ever since then, we've literally been writing everything together and producing everything together. And I'm so thankful that I found him. And like we just like creatively, we're literally like on the same wavelength.
You know,
You
you
know.
paid the hair people more than you paid the producer. You
I
know that,
know
right?
exactly.
It's like, oh,
Literally, can you
shit.
imagine?
Hell to
Don't
the no,
remind
hell
me
to
the
the no.
pain.
No, but I get you. And
Yeah.
also, it's also like, it's always easy for once you get like your producer now, you know, if you have an idea, you can even just sing something on your phone, send it to them, and ask them like, what do you
Exactly.
think, and everything.
Exactly.
So where's the music direction for you right now?
Music
Are you
director.
are you thinking of doing like because now like you're moving around as well? Are you going to explore different sounds, or is it gonna
No.
make your producer jealous? Because like
No, not at
you
all.
just
Not
land in
because
Kenya and then because like
I'm
now in Kenya we
abandoning
have
him.
like
Yeah.
the trendy music in Kenya is called urban tone. Have you heard about urban tone?
Yeah, I think so. I say because I do the live and the people always suggest songs to me.
Or that you can go listen to
Yeah,
or
no,
something?
we always listen to them together
Oh,
on
you listen to them
yeah,
on the
yeah,
thing?
yeah, on the
Yeah.
live, and
Uh-huh.
they were playing me one the other day.
Which one?
There were two. I think one is it called TikTok?
Oh, TikToker.
Yeah,
That's a nice
TikToker.
song. Yeah, yeah.
That one, and then
Uh-huh.
also which I love is Nakudai.
Nakudai.
Do you know it?
Wait, hold on.
It's so good.
It's also catchy and a dance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know.
Madame Nakudai. That one.
Oh yeah.
I love that one.
Oh no, if I play this, I'm definitely getting a copyright strike on my. Will I get a copyright strike? Oh, they have 9.7 views right now. 9.7 mil.
Which one is that?
The
Nakudai?
no TikToker.
Ah.
So, but what do you think of like just kind of like the music right now? Like even just what people are asking you to kind of like play.
I enjoy the music. It's not
This,
one that I
right?
would make. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, look at you. You just like.
No, I love it.
But
I
you
enjoy
like it?
I like it. I love it. I love listening to it. It's very dancey, but it's not the kind of music that I would make.
Okay,
You know,
but
so also going back to your question with the with my music, I'm not
Would
like
you-
it took
you-
me 5 years to find my sound. I'm
Yeah.
not like jumping off board now, you know,
but,
because
but
my
now the thing is like now you're in Kenya, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's seeing your TikTok and everything. They can see you listening to like a couple of songs there. And if anybody who has like a special ear and they're an artist, how I work is like if I notice anybody doing something unique, I reach out immediately. That's why I reached out to you immediately. I was like, hey, a year from now, this person will be like in a different position, but at least you were able to identify it
Yeah.
and you can always still collab again and everything.
of course, yeah.
So now if somebody like reaches out to you now, they're like, okay, I need like maybe a chorus and everything.
A what?
A chorus.
The chorus. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
would
it's
you write?
different. I mean, it's different if they ask me to like write something. I don't
Yeah.
have a problem with that.
No.
That's
I
fun.
haven't said writing. No.
But singing, no,
You won't?
no,
What? Why?
because
Even if they're paying for it?
no,
What?
Because I'm an electro pop girl.
A whole
That's the kind of-
patriotic Kenyan with this, let's see, with this, and then I ask you for a chorus and I don't get it? Oh, hell
Well, but
no.
the thing is, like, you have like, you know, like artistic identity is not about like
I know,
jumping
I
left and
know,
right.
yeah.
You know, so it's like if you're a folk artist, just because you go to Brazil doesn't mean you have to start doing, you know, like
True.
different
And that's
music.
why I told you, like,
Yeah.
your sound is unique. It doesn't sound like everything else. So it means, like, you want your music to sound a specific way
Yeah,
without,
that's
like,
the-
mixing
that's-
it up
Yeah,
with
exactly.
everything.
No, like I'm not doing that. Like
Okay.
I'm an electropop girl.
Okay.
You know,
You
so
posted a bunch of Dua Lipa snippets or something that you're talking about her.
oh no, that was just you know because I love Dua and she has like such fun
She has
music.
amazing music. Yeah.
And you know, like I think her fans could like me. So it was more a way of like, hey,
yeah.
if you like Dua, then
Yeah.
check
This
out
is
Madoa.
kind of music. but-
Exactly, literally.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I wasn't leaking Dua's music. What are you talking about? Just kidding.
Okay, and then your artist name. Is that your artist name or
Yeah.
actual name?
My artist name.
So how do you come up with that?
Oh my god!
Course,
So
it
basically,
sounds kinda
I'll tell you,
Kenyan as
It is
well.
Kenyan. I'll tell you
Oh,
why.
okay.
I'll tell you why. So last summer, well, it was the first time that I came back to Kenya in like 17 years, right?
Yeah.
And I was in Diani, and we were in this hotel, and I am in love with cats. Like I love cats, like there's no tomorrow. So I also have two, and then I found this cat at the hotel. And she was so sweet, and she was in love with me, and I was in love with her, and I spent like all the days with her. And she had all these patches on her body, so I was
Yeah.
thinking, oh, what can I name her? And I looked up what does like patches mean in Swahili, and it was Madoa. So I called the cat Madoa. But then when I went back to London, I kept thinking about her, and I was like, hold on, that's actually a sick name. You know, like I really like this name, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna call myself Madoa.
And that's also a nice story, actually, to the name.
Yeah, that's how
a
I got the
style-
name.
Okay, interesting. And you know, just music, just how in culture now, like it's just opening doors to different people working together. And even I think Nigerians have done like a really good job for just opening the door for Africans in general. Now people are more receptive to their music.
definitely.
And people are like, yo, if it's African, can we at least give it a listen and
Yeah.
kind of understand it?
Yeah.
What do you think about the Afrobeat scene? Because now, of
I
course, our
love-
urban tone is nice, but now let's talk about like something that's more international and how
I like
it's-
Afrobeats.
Mhm.
I generally like Afropop a lot. Again, not something that I would sing,
Yeah.
but I enjoy listening to so many
Favorite
genres.
artists?
Favorite artist? It's probably gonna have to be Ira Star.
Oh, she's nice.
Yeah, she's so
nice.
good.
She's nice. And even her voice is so
It's
unique.
so good.
Because I don't know if I haven't seen her in person because she seems like a tiny girl, but also her voice is
Yeah.
like so strong.
So good.
So good. And I think she also now has like how she sounds. She almost sounds like a lot of like the 80s pop artists. You know, like in the 80s we had these songs that have been remixed now recently. But there were so many different black artists that people never saw them in music videos.
Yeah.
So they actually thought it was white women singing the songs.
Yeah.
But it was all
Yeah,
black women who
exactly.
like made
Yeah.
the hits.
Yeah.
So I can't remember all their names and everything, but of course that's just what I'm talking about.